Instant match reaction, we are in a relegation battle. And do you know what? It wouldn't even surprise me if we go down. An absolutely fucking appalling performance. Brentford 1, Everton 0 at the Brentford Community Stadium, I think it's called. And that sees the last opportunity for Everton to get any form of points for probably the next month or two. An utterly disgraceful performance. Rafa Benitez with some mind-bogglingly bad decisions today. Another 90 minutes of shithouse players walking round, pretending like they care about this football club. But the reality is, they don't care about the football club. They don't care about their teammates. And they don't care about themselves. They're not arsed. None of them are arsed in the fucking slightest. And this club is rotten from top to bottom. There's a lot of people shouting on social media about Rafa Benitez, and I'm sure there will be throughout the course of the next few hours or so. Get the manager out, the manager needs moving on. But you know what? You could sack the manager and then bring another manager in, and you may as well fucking sack him on the same day, because nothing changes. The club is rotten from top to bottom. Get everybody out. Everybody, every single player, every single member of the backroom staff, the board, the manager, the director of football, all of them. Get them all away from this football club, because none of them deserve to be here whatsoever. Hit the big reset button and start again. I don't care about what trophies we won in the 80s or the 70s or the 60s. Start again, because this is an utter disgrace. I've never seen it this bad. I've never, ever seen it this bad. At least when we were shit under David Moyes, the players worked hard, they cared, they tried, they fought, they battled, they pretended, or they showed they wanted, to play for Everton Football Club. Even if they weren't good enough to play for Everton Football Club, they showed they wanted to play for Everton Football Club. This current squad of players couldn't give a shit. Could not give a shit whatsoever. We were absolutely appalling today. Appalling from minute 1 to minute 90. We had pretty much all of the ball in that second half. Brentford were awful. Couldn't get anywhere, near the ball, really. They were really poor. And yet we still couldn't create a clear-cut chance. We still couldn't create a chance against the side who have struggled this season massively to gain any sort of form in the Premier League. And they were awful. That's how bad we are. We had one clear opportunity in the game to get anything out of it. And Solomon Rondon is ragged to the floor in the first half to stop him from getting a foot on the ball. And not only does the referee not give the decision, or VAR not look at it, despite giving a controversial penalty decision up the other end of the pitch 5 minutes earlier, but what pisses me off more, it's not that the referee hasn't given it, because we've established multiple times over the last however many years, the referees in this country are an utter disgrace. They're an utter disgrace. They really are. They're awful at their job. They shouldn't be anywhere near top flight football. They're shocking. VAR is a scam. We all know it. It's an absolute load of shite. But that's not really what pisses me off the most about this situation. It's the fact that not one Everton player decided to go over and get in the referee's ear. Solomon Rondon is ragged to the floor. His shirt is practically over his face. And he gets up as if to say, yeah, we'll just get on with it. Too nice FC, mate. Too nice FC. Where's the captain? Where's Seamus Coleman? Fucking nonsense, mate. That fella shouldn't be anywhere near an Everton starting 11. Everton legend and all of this sort of stuff, and, giving us all of his career. But the reality is, he's not good enough to play week in, week out. It's as simple as that. But to be honest, I'm not just going to single Seamus out. The majority of them aren't. Alex Iwobi, Solomon Rondon shouldn't be anywhere near Everton starting 11. Andros Townsend shouldn't be a starting 11 player for Everton. Anthony Gordon worked hard today, and I thought was the best player in an Everton shirt. Doesn't mean he was particularly great, because he wasn't particularly great. He didn't create anything whatsoever. Just awful, absolutely awful, and I just can't be bothered anymore. As I've said it before, I said it on Twitter before, I just can't be arsed anymore. We're going to get an absolute seeing to on Wednesday night, by the way. An absolute seeing to. If it's under 6, then I'll be surprised. Honest to God, if it's under 6, I'll be surprised. Because we're awful. There's no fight, there's no desire, there's no passion, there's no urgency. It's just emotionless. Absolute emotionless on the players' faces, the players' actions. It literally, they couldn't show that they don't care any more than they already do. They can't even pretend to give a shit. They're just not arsed. The managerial decisions today were awful. How Rafa Benitez has watched that game of football for over 55 minutes and thought it doesn't need another striker is beyond me. He brought Damari Gray on, and within 10 minutes he played 2 wonderful balls across the box for nobody to be on the end of him, and he still watched and didn't think, do you know what, I'm either going to take Solomon Rondon off, who's done very little again, or I'm going to put somebody else on up front with him because we need that extra support. Lewis Dobbin, Ellis Sims, Cheng Tosin, I don't give a shit if they're inexperienced. I don't give a shit if you think they mustn't be good enough, they mustn't be working hard enough. That wasn't working, so you throw one of them on and you give them a chance. Who knows? You know, they might gamble on a run because they want to make an impression, the ball falls to them and they put it in the back of the net and it's a different game. You don't sit and watch continuously for another 25, 30 minutes without making the change. It was a disgraceful managerial decision. He got it wrong today, massively, Rafa Benitez, massively. And you know what? As I said, if Rafa Benitez left tomorrow, I wouldn't be arsed. I wouldn't be arsed. But I don't think that's as much on Rafa Benitez. I think that's the stance that I have at the football club, to be honest with you, at the moment. Yeah, I love Richarlison, I love Dominic Calvert-Lewin, I love Jordan Pickford, but if they left tomorrow, I wouldn't be arsed. Because I just can't, I'm struggling to have any form of emotional connection with this club at the moment. I really, really, really am. And you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Richarlison and Jordan Pickford all left in the summer, because they're the only 3 half-decent players in the squad, and Abdoulaye Doucouré as well. The rest of them are bang average, mate. Absolutely bang average. And as I said, they're not even... you know, there's one thing being asked, and there's another thing not even being asked enough to stand up for your teammates and to stand up for yourself. Solomon Rondon's ragged all over the floor, and none of them decide to go over. Do you know what? Even if Rondon goes over to the referee and then says to Seamus Coleman, I was ragged on the floor there, you know, I think it should be a penalty. Seamus Coleman doesn't even have to have seen it. But as the Everton captain, he should have been straight in the referee's ear saying, he's been ragged everywhere, there is not a penalty, check that right now, that's a disgraceful decision. He doesn't have to have seen it. All he has to know is that one of his teammates has told him that something has happened. And that's not just with Seamus Coleman, that's with everybody. The fucking 10 of them should have been crowding the referee saying, what's going on there? They don't have to have seen it. They just have to have heard one of their other teammates moaning and get involved, put the pressure on. Put the pressure on the referee. That's what Brentford did for their penalty. Put the pressure on the referee. Make him make a decision. Make VAR make a decision. Don't just fucking get up and go, oh yeah, sound, Mr. Nice FC. Don't want to say anything because we might offend someone, and we're dead nice, us. We don't offend no one, us Everton. We're dead sound. Fuck off. Fuck right off. If you've got that mentality, do one. Every single person at the football club with that mentality, do one. Because it's a nonsense. You will not get anywhere in football by just acting like you're the nicest group of people ever. You've got to be snide and honourable and stand up for yourselves and stand up for your teammates. If that's the shite or City or Chelsea, it's a penalty all day long because the squad get in the referee's face and say, that's a penalty, and he makes the decision. It's absolute disgraceful. I'm bored. I'm just bored of this football club. I don't know if I can do it anymore. I really, really don't. They've got the cheek to put the season ticket prices up next week. We'll all be there on Wednesday, and it'll be a field day for Liverpool on Wednesday, by the way. An absolute field day. An absolute field day. And we're in a relegation battle. It's as simple as that. We are in a relegation battle. I don't see Everton being anywhere other than below 15th come January. I really, really don't. Because I've not seen anything over the last 2 months is to prove to me that we'll be anywhere above 15. We come up against a really poor Brentford team. They're fair play to Brentford. They worked hard. They got a penalty, which, you know, is a penalty. Andros Townsend had an absolute shocker all game. And they converted it. And from that point on, they didn't do anything else. We had 45 minutes where Everton were the team on top, and we still couldn't create a clear-cut chance or score. It's one of the two. The players don't care, or they're absolutely abhorrently awful and shouldn't be anywhere near this club in either sense. So I understand people are saying get Rafa Benitez out. I understand people are saying sack the manager, this, that and the other. But please take the squad with you. Please take the director of football. Please take the board. Please take, you know, whoever else at the football club that's watching this and thinks it's acceptable. Take them all with him. Because it doesn't matter. Rafa Benitez has made some bad decisions today. Bad decisions. And he's made some bad decisions since joining Everton Football Club. But he ain't the only problem. And sacking him doesn't fix anything. Doesn't fix anything. So, I'm I can't be arsed anymore, honestly, and this is me honest. I don't want to go on Wednesday. I really don't. I really don't want to be anywhere near Goodison Park on Wednesday. In fact, I don't even want to care. I don't even want to look at the score. I just want to forget that Everton even exist on Wednesday, to be honest with you. But I'll be there. I'll be watching, and I'll probably be sitting here on Wednesday night talking about Everton losing 10-0 in the biggest Merseyside derby defeat of all time, because I don't see anything to suggest that it'll be anything different than that. I really, really don't. The players are a disgrace. The manager's decisions were a disgrace. The board are a disgrace. The whole football club is rotten from top to bottom, and we can't go much longer by just escaping by the skin of our teeth because 3 other teams are worse than us in the league, or because we have, weeks where we're much better than everybody else, or we have little periods of 2 or 3 games where, where we go on a decent run of form and we end up finishing, 12th, 13th. This isn't going to be the case for much longer. At some point, one day, this is going to bite us on the arse, and we're going to get in a run of form like we're in now, and we're not going to be able to get out of it, and we're going to go down. And you know what? I don't see Everton like Norwich. I don't see Everton like Watford. I don't see Everton like, any of those teams that, West Brom, that go down and then win the championship. Fulham doing it this year, then win the championship and come back up. I don't see Everton like that. Do you know what I see Everton like? I see Everton like Sunderland. I think if we go down, we'll never come back. And it's as simple as that. I think if we go down, these players are too scared. They don't give a shit, and they're not good enough to get us back up. We won't be a yo-yo. We'll be like Sunderland, like, Coventry, Leeds for 15 years, whatever it was. We'll plummet. Absolutely plummet. And you know what? The board will probably still say that things are going well, and you should be happy that you're getting an AGM. Do me a favour, mate. Do me a favour. Yeah. There you go. Look, it was a bit of a rant, and I apologise about that. But as I said, I'm done. I'm done caring because the players don't care. It was another absolutely abhorrent, disgraceful performance today, and I don't know where we go from here. I don't know whether the manager will be in a job come Wednesday. I don't know whether he'll be in a job come next week. But what I do know is that every single one of these Everton players will be there on Wednesday, and they'll be there next week, and they'll be there the week after, and they'll be there at least until January, and then even post-January, most of them will still be here, and that's a massive problem. A massive, massive problem. You can't just sack players like you can sack managers. You can't just sack board members like you can sack managers. So I'm not saying that Rafa Benitez is faultless. I think the blame was 100% on him today. The decision making was awful, but the club's rotten from top to bottom. Absolutely rotten from top to bottom. And this mentality of just sort of get in there and hide and earn your money and not have to do much is ridden throughout the whole of the club. And I don't think it'll ever change. I really, really don't think it'll ever change. We are the epitome of mediocre. That is it. We are the epitome of mediocre. Don't come out and talk about Europe. Don't come out and talk about trophies. We'll never win a trophy in my lifetime while this horrible stain of mediocrity is within this football club. So don't bother. Don't bother coming on about Europe, because we'll never get in Europe while it's there either. We're just a disgrace. We're an utter disgrace. And yeah, I don't see us picking up another point for the next month, to be honest with you. I really, really don't. And that leaves us in a very, very, very dangerous situation and a very, very, very dangerous position. I was going to try and talk about positives, but there isn't any, is there? I suppose it was good to see Abdoulaye Doucouré back. Took about 10 or 15 minutes to get his rhythm back, obviously, after give away a couple of balls in the first half, but it was great to see him back. He was probably the best player on the pitch in an Everton shirt overall. Damari Gray, again, it was good to see him come off the bench. He was the most creative player in the 10 minutes that he was on the pitch. But without Dominic Calvert-Lewin, without Yerry Mina, I don't see us doing anything. In fact, I see us being relegated, if I'm being perfectly honest with you. So, yeah, there you go. Look, let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I apologise for the ranting and raving and shouting and screaming, but that's just how I feel at the moment. I just feel like I can't be bothered with Everton anymore. Why should I waste my time watching Everton Football Club? Why should I? I've recently, a little personal thing, I've recently been into doing boxing and doing boxing training. And you know, it's 3 times a week, and I've been feeling great for it, mentally, physically. I've been feeling well better for it. I had to miss it last week because I had a chest infection, but I've been loving it. Now, one of the boxing sessions is on a Wednesday. Now, I don't know whether it'll be on or off on Wednesday because of the derby, but if it's on, why am I going to watch Everton be absolutely pounded by them when I can go and do an activity that I know will help me in the long run? What motivation do I give to say, do you know what, I'll leave boxing and I'll go to match? At this point, I'm honestly sitting here thinking, I'll just fuck it off. I can't be bothered. And I know we're loyal, and I know we'll always be here and this, that and the other, but serious changes need to be made at this football club. And I don't see serious changes being made at this football club. I really don't. Anyway, look, there you go. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you've enjoyed it, leave a like, subscribe if you're new. Play ratings will be up shortly. And we'll see you soon on the Mighty Blues. Nice one. See you after.